When Mitch, Garret Hedlund, reunites with Cleo Montague, Bella Heathcote, an old flame and the daughter of Theodore Montague, Brutalize, the proprietor of a venerable, multigenerational booze distillery, it is the most significant development in the Tulsa King Season 3 premiere. When Cleo informs Mitch that her father is being coerced into selling him his distillery by the despotic Jeremiah Dunmire, Robert Patrick, a prominent Tulsa criminal, Mitch promises to get Dwight to step in. During their meeting, Dwight informs Theodore that he will give him twice as much as Dunmire is providing and assign Cleo to oversee the distillery's future operations. When Jeremiah learns of the Dwight's offer, he becomes furious and sends 2 hitmen to brutalize Theodore and set fire to his mansion. It's unknown if Dunmire's soldiers abandoned Theodore to perish in the fire or only seriously wounded him. Bodie, who is often calm and laid back, displays his vindictive side by putting a gun to Jimmy's killer's head but choosing to pistol whip him instead of carrying out the death. Bevilacqua is furious and contacts Dwight, but Dwight supports Bodie. Additionally, other mob families want a piece of Dwight's organization as it grows in size. As a result, Dwight is called in to meet with Quiet Ray Renzetti, James Russo, a formidable criminal lord in New York City, who wants to give him his own operation. In effect, Renzetti wants a portion of Dwight's possessions, but when he declines, it creates the possibility of a future dispute. Bodie, Martin Starr, is told to meet Bill Bevilacqua's, Frank Grillo, men when he returns to Tulsa, to distribute a portion of their profits to the Kansas City mob. But during the events of Season 2, Bodie has devised a scheme to exact revenge on the Bevilacqua henchman who murdered his best buddy Jimmy, Glenn Gould. The relationship between Musso and Manfredi predates the Invernizzi Capo's 25-year prison sentence. Musso warns Dwight during his detention that he will either turn into a government asset or shut down his entire business. In an attempt to protect Margaret after being released from captivity, Dwight tries to end their connection, but she refuses. Jeremiah, Robert Patrick, and Cole, Bo Knapp, the Dunmires' new enemies, will do everything it takes to obtain the Montague family distillery. After being prompted about the issue by the Montague's daughter Cleo, Bella Heathcote, ex-Beau Mitch Keller, Garret Hedlund, was able to convince Dwight Manfredi, Sylvester Stallone, of the distillery's potential. But the Dunmires, who concluded the Season 3 premiere with a startling act of violence, burning down the Montague home with Bella's father, Theo, Brett Rice, still inside, were not deterred by Dwight's notoriety. It's obvious that they're both wicked and insane since flaming. The season begins with a man pulling out of a horrible handshake agreement, which is probably the worst thing that has ever occurred to someone. At the beginning of Episode 2, Dwight, Tyson, played by Jay Will, and Mitch are looking out over the charred remains of the Montague residence. Tyson says, "Beyond a bad way to go out," which is a huge understatement. "You believe that this punk alone was involved in this?" He wonders, what the F***ck was his name, but Mitch responds that he never takes action without Jeremiah's approval. In response, Dwight says he has previously threatened to set fire to houses while occupants were inside, but it was just idle bulls****. This is sick. According to Tyson, the Dixie Mafia boys don't F***ck. Dwight turns solemnly to the wreckage, responding, "Like we do." Dwight, who is involved with triads and crime lords, finds this act of savagery shocking, but he is not taking it lightly. Goody, played by Chris Caldovino, brings in a blue wreath of flowers in the shape of a horseshoe at the funeral. "He wasn't a F***king jockey, you idiot," demands Dwight. "It was all they had," Goody responds, but the main problem was that Armand, Max Casella, was abusing alcohol and may speak negatively about the crew's new project. Now that Quiet Ray, James Russo, has made his claim and is obviously interested in a piece of Dwight's Tulsa exploits, they are worried that the New York family may find out about the new distillery venture. Margaret, Dan, enters, grabs Dwight's arm, and the two of them proceed to the coffin to offer their condolences. The general, Dwight, becomes uneasy when he sees the coffin. "What?" she queries. "Since I saw my brother in the box, it's hard for me to get close," he states. "Maybe it's subconscious." She responds, "I get it," just as the Dunmires enter. He says, "The ball's on this guy," and then Dwight comes over. Dwight tells Jeremiah, tough way to go out, describing the pain of burning a finger. Imagine your whole body. Manfredi, right? Jeremiah confirms that he is aware of Dwight's identity. I concur it is a genuine tragedy. Dwight responds, I heard you and their family were pretty tight, close. Jeremiah says, that's not your concern, during the confrontation. When Dwight responds, no, but you are, Jeremiah leans in and murmurs, I'm not the type of man that you want to f***ck with. We have that in common, Dwight says with a grin, and if you think you're gonna do to me what you did to your friend over there, it's gonna be really f***king difficult. Dwight declines Jeremiah's offer to reimburse him 3 times the amount he spent on the distillery. Distressed to see the Dunmires at the funeral, Cleo walks in. She lashes out at Cole, saying, get out of here, leave. You bastard, I know it was you. Mitch yells, don't f***king touch her, and throws Cole to the ground as he tries to calm her down. Mitch leaves with Cleo and the others after Cole gets up and threatens him. Inquires about Dunmire, and she replies that she has located the distillery's name. She remarks, this guy hasn't